Alright, so this is pretty much the first time I'm reviewing a series. This series I actually got really excited for when I heard about it about a month ago because I really like Mike Flanagan as a director. Pretty much everything he's done, even from his first film Absentia, he is pretty much one of the most promising directors that has been and that is currently. So when Midnight Mass was announced, I read the synopsis and I was automatically sold. And I was deciding whether I wanted to watch this entire season throughout and then review it at the end, because it's only 7 episodes long, or if I wanted to do it episode by episode. And you know what? I'm going to try something different and just do it episode by episode. See how it goes. And pretty much the results will tell. So I'll be reviewing each episode separately, and I'm very excited for it. I watched the first one today, the pilot, and I like how it's only 7 episodes long, because when series get very lengthy, especially when each episode is like an hour, and there's like 25 episodes, it's like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so I gave this one a shot, and these are all spoiler reviews, so I'm going to be spoiling each episode as I review them, so definitely go check out the series for yourself if you don't want to be spoiled with plot points and what happens throughout. But so far from the first episode, we start with a car accident, and it's very slow progressing. You got your camera movements that are with this like kind of happy-ish song that doesn't really go with what's going on in the scene. It's one of those moments where you got like this song that doesn't fit the tragedy of the situation going on screen. And there's this drunk driver, which you're introduced to the main character. His name is Riley. He had a head-on collision with this girl. This girl's dying in the middle of the road and does die. And he was obviously religious, because he starts praying immediately, like, you know, that this girl survives, and she doesn't. Even the paramedic, I'm pretty sure, makes like a snarly comment like, while you're praying, ask God why he always takes the kids and leaves the drunk fucks to live just with scratches or something like that. It was pretty brutal. But he goes to jail for 4 years. He's 4 to 10 years, but then it cuts to 4 years later, so he obviously hit parole. And he goes back to this island. There's this really tiny island with a population of like 127, it states, and it's called Crockett Island. And this island is a tiny, tiny community. I don't like, it doesn't say the location actually where it's located, but it's a island off the coast of somewhere. And his mom and dad live on this island, and his brother. And you're introduced slowly to different characters. You got this woman who I don't know if he has a history with, but this woman is pregnant currently, and they have a little bit of banter back and forth, but you don't really get their exact relationship and what they have to do with each other. You get introduced to this nurse. The nurse's name is Reese, I believe. Is it Reese? Or Dr. Sarah, sorry. Dr. Sarah. Erin is the pregnant girl, who you're wondering if Riley has like a history with or not. But yeah, Dr. Sarah is played by Kat Seagal, which, to be honest, I confused with Katie Seagal, the woman who was in Sons of Anarchy and the woman who started in Married with Children. Because Kat Seagal, Katie Seagal, I honestly mixed those two up like crazy. But Kat Seagal plays the nurse. And then basically you just get introduced to Riley's family, his mom and dad. His dad is very on him to go to church every Sunday, even though jail pretty much made him an atheist, which he jokes about. He says usually people find God in jail, but he lost God in jail. And he just doesn't want anything to do with that community, even though his upbringing and everything about his life and everybody's life around him is extremely Roman Catholic. He doesn't feel ready for it. He doesn't want to take communion at the local church. He doesn't want to, he doesn't want to get into that lifestyle anymore. And during this episode, basically what happens is the community had this regular priest named Monsignor, and Monsignor fell ill, as is stated, and there's a temporary new priest named Father Paul. And Father Paul states that he's coming in temporarily, and that Monsignor, is just recovering, and that they're not going to lose their priest or their parish or anything like that. He's just filling in temporarily currently. And then basically the episode ends with there's a storm coming, and you get this really big conversation between Aaron and Riley. And Riley is, again, like down in the dumps. He's just feeling like he is contributing absolutely nothing to anybody. And I wouldn't say suicidal, but he's definitely feeling very, very worthless and very, just uncontributing, and like his life is absolutely meaningless. So at the end of the episode, you get a storm, and then the morning after, there's the final scene where it shows a bunch of dead, like, pets on the beach, and there's a bunch of birds and seagulls, like, eating the dead animals. Now, honestly, these dead animals literally look like stuffed animals. So I'm assuming that they're like they're supposed to be actual dead cats and dead dogs or whatnot. But they look like stuffed animals. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually are, but I am assuming that they are meant to, be real cats. Like even like in the final shot, in the final frame, one of the cats is like orange, and it just looks like a wet stuffed animal. But I don't think that was the intention. So, and it's not a harp or anything like that. I'm just like, I took notice. I'm like, those really look like stuffed animals. It's like when you see like a dummy death or something like that, and you're like, that's clearly a dummy. It it played off like that. Now maybe the story will play off that it is actually stuffed animals. I don't know, but right now I'm assuming that some force is bringing dead pets into the beach, and I'm excited to see where the show goes after that. So yeah, next it will be episode 2, and I will be pretty much in full length reviewing each episode. And again, I'm very, very excited for this series because Haunting of Hill House was great. I didn't get all through Bly Manor yet, but all of Mike Flanagan's films are all thumbs up for me. So that's about it for episode 1. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews, and I'll be reviewing the whole series all throughout this week. So I'll definitely be finishing before Friday when we start 31 Days of Horror. So yeah, keep in touch with that, stay tuned, and I will be back soon. So cheers.